into it anyways. We're going to just get into it. There's no reason to hold back. So, alright. Hopefully I can find the tweet they sent out. Sack fumbles, we talked about that yesterday. The users by far the worst. Everybody already knows that. Find the best stock play 21. So this is something a little bit about defense and was zoned in. This is again going back to, let's see if we can actually find tweets and replies. For some reason this doesn't always work if you go right there. There we go. Yada 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 yada. I hope I can find it. I probably should have just like saved the URL, but where is it? Where is it? Find the best stock. So, can't find it right now. Anyways, it seems like he's going off on a lot of stuff. Holy moly. So, if I can recall correctly, he was talking about, yo, Jaden, how you doing? He was talking about user, of course, being an issue. This is a very common thing amongst everybody, is the user being a huge problem. It's being quote-unquote underpowered. I was talking to somebody, this is something I want to talk about real fast, is going back, kind of backtracking a little bit to a couple days ago, is talking about the user. Now, this is a conversation, I don't know who this guy is, Jack Star, maybe you guys know him, I don't. Kia talks about my verdict on the user thing. I like that you can't have bionic change of direction. Made a nice user play from Robber and cover 3 buzz. I read the play. Oh my gosh. I read the play, committed, and got it, but it still felt really sluggish. Give me the downhill speed. Keep the planting when you change direction. Jack talks about you should be able to sit and cover a drag over the middle and peel back to cover a dig. You can't cover either in the current state, which I thought, I now respond, I'm like, sitting isn't the issue. It's like you could do a 180 and still be in a sprint to be able to recover from a screw up. And he's like, but now you can't do either, so what's your point? And your user player is slower than he would be, not controlled. You play 90 plus speed corners, can't keep up with 80 speed tight ends. If you use or cover a streak, so something that has to give there. So then I'm like, okay, it's not the speed that's the issue. It's the fact that if you're burned, you should be burned and punished, just like if it were man coverage, which is right. If you're playing man, and even I don't care if it's a tight end, a wide receiver, or a running back, you get burned, you're smoked. It sucks to suck. You just got beat. You got beat by a CPU. You got routed up by a player, and deal with that. And whether it be 80 speed or not, you now have to suffer the consequences. So then I'm like, it should be punished like it's man coverage, and hopefully there's no warp to the ball either. This has been a huge issue with Madden for a long time. Defenders warping the balls from Madden 19 and 18 with your user linebacker jumping a ball that was placed 20 yards behind him, able to jump like 3 feet. They can do that, I'm sure. Jumping like 6 feet into the air to make a play on the ball. I don't know anybody that has a 6 feet standing vertical. Then here I respond back, like, predict the routes better and commit to one fully. This is the big thing that I think a lot of people, and I hope they don't, tune users, I hope they don't. You need to predict where the ball is going to be thrown better. That's your fault completely. I'm going to hop over to here onto Twitter now so you guys can see a little bit more. I'm going to split this up just a little bit so I can still see chat as well. You need to actually predict where you think the ball is going to be thrown. If you are anticipating a post route and you screw up, you screw up. That's your fault. That's on you. You chased the drag for too long. You should have just bailed off of that, passed it to the little other hook curl or other curl defender or other hook defender, whether it be a vertical hook, whether it be a flat, whatever it may be. You need to have a little bit of trust in your defenders to make a play for you. So a little bit about there. Again, Master Gamer, I don't even know what that's about. We're going to ignore that. Aside from defense's hard stuff, are you guys messing with personal audibles or your opponents? Do you feel like you couldn't stop a tough scheme predicted on that? Especially in Oakland, where there's 15. So Oakland might be back. Great. We love Oakland, don't we? That now could be audible between all the best routes in the game because of Hot Route Master. Okay. Top 3 likes and top 3 dislikes. Let's see. Can run after catch. I've heard a lot about that. Everybody's excited. Personnel audible system, that's good. Zone drops, that's good. Lock of control on both sides. Coverage is too loose. Reaction time is too slow. Pass leads don't exist. Pass lead didn't exist in Madden 20. That's not going to be anything new that I really don't think we're going to have to get used to. They do, but they don't. Not like Madden 19 where you could actually get a good pass lead. This year, kind of like passing it 2 yards to the inside or 2 yards to the outside. Really not much. Pass leads don't exist as a new one I've seen, so maybe he disagreed because most people are going to cover the more glaring issues first, but Master Gamer will confirm this, I'm sure. Yeah, pass lead only feels like it does anything like 10% of the time, which that's nothing really new. Madden 19 didn't really have too much of pass lead. So, okay, let's see. Let's just read this a little bit, and then we'll kind of move on. Here we go. Dislikes. Players seem slow. Zones are terrible. So this is something, a common occurrence, and this is, again, backtracking. This year, it should be easy to pass. Like, if you can't pass and you're making Stevies, well, perhaps you probably ought to just quit playing Madden. Just being honest. You shouldn't play Madden this year, from what I understand, if you can't make green. Now, again, this is a beta. It's probably going to change a little bit. But there's also one thing I want to talk about. We might be seeing a meta R80 being set before the game is released. So this is going to be really important as we get into that part. Like, tackling feels weighted how it should be good. Stretching for a touchdown, first downs. I don't know about that. That's more RNG. That's more animations. QBs don't just go if they're getting sacked. They will still attempt to get the pass off. Which, if you guys, I want to say they broke it down in a little bit of a gameplay on the Good Morning Matt, whatever that stupid thing's called. They broke it down to where, yes, a QB will still attempt to get a pass off if he's in the process of getting sacked, but you can get severely punished, aka inaccurate throw. Like we see pressure and heavy pressure, inaccurate, whatever it may be. So this is something a little bit interesting, but I want to go ahead and just skip Master Gamer. I can't find him. Ace Madden Tips is another one that I wanted to cover real quickly, so we're going to hop off of you. Bye. Goodbye. Search. Ace Madden Tips, and this is all something I was doing this morning before I had to start helping cut concrete. So Ace Madden Tips, I haven't really actually heard of him too much, so I don't really know. Day 1 impressions, ball zips out of QB hands. Good. We've had too much of an issue, and this is why the Sin 7 was such a good way to play defense and how you could play brain dead defense, is the windups were so horrendously bad you couldn't get it off at all. Tackling animations are smooth and feel realistic overall. We'll see about that. I don't know. I'm not playing the beta. I don't even have it. I don't even have a desire to play it. Zones are so ridiculously awful. We'll need a reaction time buff and as well as better match logic. Playbooks are stale. Again, well, playbooks have been stale for, forever. Since the beginning of time. So that's his day 1 impressions after him getting probably about 24 hours in. Let's see if he has anything else just as of recent. Blah, blah, blah. I think that's really all he has as far as that is concerned. The next one, and this is probably going to be a little bit short today because we got other stuff I need to get ready for tomorrow as well. Pony Montana, I like him as a streamer. I think he's one of the better streamers. So let's go to his tweets. Kia is one thing that I'm super excited to show off. So fixed zones, pursuit angles. Oh boy. So, pursuit angles. This was an issue for Madden 20. Pursuit angles. Now, he's the only one that has mentioned pursuit angles as far as what I've seen. Some people have said pursuit angles are good. He is so far the only one that has said they are bad. Fix the user. Everybody says that. Here's the problem. We're so used to the user being so overpowered that we're not used to a more realistic user. We're not used to being able to actually have to or predict routes and play routes a little bit better. Instead, we're used to, hey, I screwed up. I'm now 15 yards behind. Let me make up that 15-yard real quick and pick the ball off. We're used to that. So, I don't know. I think it's mostly also on top of that because, again, you're limited to 4 teams. Somebody was saying it's the Falcons is one of them. The Ravens is another. Chiefs is the third. I can't remember the 4th one. But you're limited only to those 4 teams. So, as far as I know, I'm trying to think. Falcons, if Deion Jones is good, he's probably one of the better users out of the 4 teams. Aside from that, I don't think there's any other good ones, really. So, yeah, everybody's saying fix user. I think what they need to do, if EA is going to be smart about this, they should not fix the user. Instead, when the game releases, then when everybody can get their hands on it and manage to break the game even more, then go from there. Because you have to think about it in a scientific standpoint. 10,000 people playing the beta really isn't that much. When we think of maybe the millions of players or the hundreds of thousands of players, that might only represent 1% potentially of all players. So 1 to 99, very, very small in proportion. So they really shouldn't change a whole lot until everybody can get their hands on it. Honestly, going back to yesterday, they really need to just make it to where it's an open beta. I don't get why we can't have an open beta. It's 2020. You guys should be able to have an open beta. You shouldn't have to just reserve it for your MCS competitors, your people that are begging and spending all their time on Twitter. Whew. So, anyways, that's just a little bit of my thoughts. So, Pony brings some thoughts. This is, again, just kind of a really quick overview of everything. The next one I want to go to is NYKia. Now, this guy I am looking forward to because I think he gives one of the best, most honest feedback to the beta. So we're going to go over here, go into tweets and replies. Okay. Aside from defense is hard stuff. This is kind of where I talk about, are you guys messing with blah, blah, blah? No, it has nothing to do with personnel or a well thought out scheme. Okay, again, I don't know who this is. Users can't keep pace with their outs, which they shouldn't. Feels like user defenders are 10 to 15 of their rating, which I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I kind of doubt that. So it seems like maybe it is. -10 or -15 of their speed rating is excellent description. Defensive players as a whole are slower in their movements than the offense. So I don't know. My verdict on the user thing, I like that. Here's what I like. And we already talked about this. You can't outbalance speed. Essentially, you can't be a robot. You can't just do a 180, flip around, and go. Great. Okay, this is also one thing that I'm super excited about. 146 was a huge issue in Madden 20. Not really so much of an issue. It was just that the blitz it could be difficult to block if you didn't know how to block it. I know how to block it out 5 wide. I mean, if I know how to block it out 5 wide, come on, bro. If y'all want a beta code, DM me. Okay. Yep. Bye. Don't come and spam that garbage here, buddy. Pieced up 146 out of Arizona offense. So that's a positive. Can finally run mesh. So mesh is you got dual drags. And running in the open field seems excellent. Coverage drop adjustments work now. About breaking on the ball and actually playing stuff. So let's just see. He goes blah, blah, blah. He doesn't really say much more after that. Deep zones is the main issue. So deep zones have always been an issue. Playing some online head-to-head. Some people's beta use is odd. So here we go. And this is something when we get to your boy Savage. Playing some online to head feels similar to last year, so this is in response to this. I feel like pass rush has been nerfed. QBs have all day to throw, plus the new throw out of sack animations aren't helping when you do get pressure. Pass rush definitely has to be beefed up. In Guayquia, response feels similar to last year to me. Ability guys are doing their thing, and the non-ability rushers just kind of there. Yeah, that's a huge issue. And this is kind of where abilities really took a turn for the worst. Because essentially what it made is it made it to where it's ability or a bust. That's how it is. You either do or don't have an ability. You either do or don't get pass rush. If you don't have an ability on your D-line, you have to send 7. If you do have an ability on your D-line, you can send 3. You can send 4 and then get somebody home, especially if you have 2 pass rush elites. That was a long-going issue to where, it's I don't know what they can do with that. So I'm kind of interested to read the comments. Got to agree with this. If you get more than 3 seconds thrown Madden, it's too easy. Exactly, it is. Most people don't have more than 3 seconds in real life. It's jarring because it used to be such. Okay, is this good or bad? I don't mind guys not being able to cover 45 yards of field linebackers. It's jarring because it's such a drastic difference. Even a guy like Devin White with 92 speed, 91 XL feels considerably slower than what we are used to. So I think the big thing is with everybody freaking out about users, it's just going to be something to adjust. Like every year, blitzes, plays, literally every year there's something that you got to get used to. This year it was quick adjustments. The years past, it's always been LB and RB. This year is right on the D-pad, left on the D-pad for your D-line, your linebackers. And I have heard that RB is coming back. So it seems like they're making the shift yet again. So yet again, we got to get used to the old way when they should have just kept it the old way to begin with because it's a lot easier to work with. So, I don't know. Let's just see. Yada, yada. I don't really I think that's really all. Oh, what do you think would be the best/fairest way for the game to allow blitzes to come through? Eliminate psychic O-line pickup. Amen. Amen. If I have a 3-on-2 overload, I can't be having your backside guard or a center who doesn't have one of the guys who is rushing in his line of sight magically picking him up. Yes. Yes. It should 100% falls onto one of the guys on the O-line and the quarterback to read what the defense is doing, call out the people that they need to pick up, and do it. We have the tools to do that in Madden 20. We've got slide protection. We've got ID. We've got double team. We have the tools that we need. The big thing with this is, and this has been a problem with Madden 20 and Madden's previous, is that it doesn't really work. Slide protect doesn't always work. Like, for example, if you're sending an overload to the right side, you could say realistically, hey, slide, and then we're going to go ahead and ID this guy. He's the guy coming through free, and then the running back can pick up whoever else you need to. That's kind of where it gets complicated because we're only limited realistically to two things, ID and slide protect. And in those combinations, you generally can pick up most blitzes. But that also leaves the running back kind of just floating around. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. We see the example of the 1-4-6 blitz where he doesn't have a clue on what he's doing, especially when you glitch him out. But here we go. This is, oh boy, meta, guys. Take note, okay? Find the best stock play 21. This is going to be Madden 21, all right? This is meta. We're talking about meta right now. Anything with a fade / streak, drag, and out. So, it makes me wonder if the old school fades are coming back. I don't know. Mesh post, blah, blah, blah. If you come out and play middle, audible, every time it's showing up. So, okay. Continuing on. NYK, again, this isn't going to be something super, super long. The last one I wanted to talk about was your boy Savage. And this is talking about the meta as well. So as we go to your boy Savage, then after this, we're going to go ahead and start working on a video for tomorrow. I just wanted to bring this really, really quick. So I can dig this, but why are we complaining about user? I'm tired of a safety bid. You're out of linebacker being able to cover sideline to sideline. Amen. If I use a route the entire time and you still throw the route that I've been using, whose fault is it for throwing the interception? Your blind self for throwing it to me, or the game's fault? Your fault, 100%. History repeats itself. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and read this. I'm going to keep this as brief as possible. I'm always right when it comes to the future of the game. I don't know who this is. And I am seeing right before me as I played Madden 20 beta. Here are my honest thoughts. You can hit me up in a few months and tell me I was right. Which almost every single time he has been. I was right last year and I have a feeling I'll be right again. So this is his thoughts so far on Madden 21. This is your boy Savage, okay? He's a competitive player. He was pro on play, and yeah, kind of bent him over and screwed him. So he says, I'm going to keep this as brief as possible. I'm always right when it comes to the future of the game. Right now, the Madden 21 beta is reflecting early Madden 20 vibes. Zones don't work at all. You are forced to play man defense, which this is how it always is beginning of the year. Every single beginning of the year, it's always man defense, and then eventually shifts to zone. I don't know. But 100% Jaden. We're given so much stuff. Like, so many people don't realize like how easy it is and how little of a responsibility you have for blocking assignments. It's stupid. Right now, the Madden 21 beta is reflecting zones don't work at all. You were forced to play man defense with some sort of backside zone coverage. Example of a post is running from left to right. You want there to be some sort of zone on the right side of the field to make your opponent hold the ball, split second longer, and hope the pass rush closes. So, yeah, that's how it works. When route chems are implemented, though, such as a slot apprentice and the cuts get better, man is going to be able to be dissected easier as it was last year. Until, well, here's the thing. If hitches and curls work the same as they have in years past, where a hitch or a smart routed hitch can't get bumped, guess what? I'm going to be throwing hitches all game long until we get some better route runners out on the game, or until we find somebody with a little bit better route running. So, once people complain enough about getting man torched because of chems, zones are going to get increased greatly to the point where only certain routes are going to get open, similar to everyone being forced to use rollout corners in Madden 20. Yep. I will say, though, with quick throws being usable again, hallelujah, that means if we can come in gun bunch, verticals, hit the wheel route right off the bat, fantastic. That should be a thing that should have never been taken away from us. At this point in the game, the zones will be so good, and with such little that will really be usable to pass. I can see this going back to a run-heavy game. Scary. A big reason why I say that is due to pursuit angles once again being abysmal, and user play being nerfed again. They really are trying to get this to be as casual as possible, and the best way to do that is making the run good again. Scary. Not good. I just really feel like this is the same script as Madden 20. History repeats itself, and so far Madden 21 has the same beginning as Madden 20. From a MUT standpoint, if your wallet is deep at launch, all you will need is 2 D-line Kims in the fastest corners with a lurker, the same as everyone had at the beginning of Madden 20. Without contained blitzes, I haven't really seen real heat, and I think a lot of you know what I mean when I say that. So, again, it's only been 1 day of the beta, so you can only find so much in 1 day, although you could really find quite a bit with that. I want the best for Madden. Everyone knows I do. I never thought I'd take a year off of a game I've loved forever, but I did in Madden 20, and it's just really scary to see this game is reflecting the same exact game I quit last year. Just please, if anyone from EA sees this game is going to really turn into Madden 20 all over again. I just see it already. There's still time to change it. Please change it, please. Yes. Yeah. So, talking a little bit about man defense. Man defense is always OP at the beginning of the year. It's always really hard to beat at the beginning of the year because generally you have better defenders than you do have wide receivers. And that's what makes it so difficult to beat. It's not that it's OP. It's that we just don't have the players to be able to compete to man-on-man, man press, etc. We don't have the people to be able to compete on offense. So, interesting. What book has Big Nickel and Dollar? So, you think Big Nickel's making a comeback? Chiefs got nickel normal, big nickel 3-3-5 normal, and dollar, but no 3-4 odd, only 3-4 under. I'm trying New England. Get LB Cross to work for me, thanks. So, hey, how much defense? Oh! Defensive playbooks have changed a lot. So, here's the question, and I've seen this somewhere. It sounds like 3-4 is still going to be the move. 4-3 is not going to be the thing that's going to work. 3-4 still is. So keep that in mind, people, when you're lapping stuff up. Really just focus on 3-4 more or less. Let's just hop out of this. Let's see if he's got anything else. I don't think he does. Say it's stupid, no one should be. If you have played the Madden 21 beta, I think you understand as to EA why EA makes that choice. Yeah, because it sounds like it's going to be really bad. It's not because game bad, beer marketing. No, it isn't. Bro, defense has never been this bad before. Defense is non-existent. So, several things. The two big things we can take away from the current state of the beta, and I'm going to be trying to keep you guys updated. I'm going to do a little bit differently for tomorrow as we kind of go through the beta. The two main things to kind of keep track of, and keep an eye on Twitter, as it will probably change as the beta goes on a little bit more, as people find more and more stuff, are your user is nerfed again. So it went from being able to jump something that's 20 yards behind you to not being able to jump anything at all without lurker, with lurker. Then it's like Madden 19 all over again. Then zones suck. Now, this is hard to say because perhaps they're not using the new coaching adjustment behind it, the new drop zone feature. I don't know. That could be a big thing behind it. Maybe they really just screwed up on the defensive side of the ball with zones not reacting to anything. Don't know. The next one, this is kind of the piece of the pie, and I don't know much details on this, but Earl Thomas, from what I understand, has an X factor. Now, I don't know how this X factor is activated, whether it's incomplete passes, swats, picks, whatever it may be, plays on the ball. But when he gets his X factor, and this is regs, this is only regs, but this X factor will be available from up. You can see the play call if it is repeated again and again. I think it's probably 2 times or more. You can see the play call, you can see the play art on the offensive side of the ball. So, that's stupid. I don't think that should exist, but unfortunately, it's going to be in the game. So, be smart about making your passes, and you're banned too, Kindle. Enjoy the bans, everybody. Never see you guys again in my entire life. I'm going to make it to where I wonder if I can just like change it to where people can't chat anymore. That'd be great. But I don't know. A user could be really, really scary because if zones are bad, and we have to think about it like this, if zones are bad and a user's bad, that means the passing game's going to be easy. But if pursuit angles are bad also, that means defense is essentially going to be non-existent, and we're playing in Madden 20 if Madden 20 and Madden 19 had a baby, or anything before Madden 20 had a baby, that's what Madden 21 sounds like it may be. Now, again, I'm trying to be a little more optimistic, as this is a beta, but from years past, not a whole lot usually changes unless there's enough complaints about it, as far as the beta to game launch goes. So, things to consider. Hopefully EA listens to us, and hopefully they kind of break the trend of not listening to us during the beta, and actually people that are taking this feedback on Twitter actually put it over to where they should. Because I can guarantee you they're probably not listening on Twitter unless you really use a lot of hashtags like hashtag fix franchise. Notice how that's kind of died off now that the beta is still going. Keep using it. Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated for the next 2 days. I haven't yet, James. I will, though. I'm a content creator. Man's my thing, so I got to pre-order, of course. I'm going to be getting whatever the most expensive edition is, so I can get 3 days ahead of the competition for other people. But, yeah, things to think about, that's for sure. I'll be keeping you guys updated. Sunday, we're going to be doing Sunday. I might stream on Sunday. I probably will just keep guys updated with the beta, or not the beta, the meta. I can't find the tweet right now, but man coverage, of course, at the beginning of the year. Honestly, just get the best corners out there, get the best everybody out there on defense. He could play man press coverage all day long for probably the first couple weeks until people figure out how to beat it. That's going to be a big thing. Then I've seen somebody tweet that slants are super OP. I can't recall last time. I think slants were good back in Madden 16, like double slants. That play was pretty tough. But a simple shade down, reflat into clouds, that's going to be the way to take it away. But yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. I think next time what I'm going to end up doing is, instead of just hopping onto these people's Twitters, I'm just going to save all these URLs. And it'll just be so much easier so we can just jump and get through it a little bit more quickly. So, anyways, that's going to go ahead and take care of this little update for the beta. Again, we're going to try and do this daily, so expect another one for tomorrow. I believe it runs through Sunday. Pretty sure it runs through Sunday, and that'll be the end of it. I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sundays if they started it last night at 8, that means I'm assuming it would run until Sunday at 8 p.m., if that's truly 72 hours. I think that's 72 hours. Who knows, though? EA may end it earlier than that if they've got enough negative feedback about the game. Who knows? You never know what EA is actually going to do. So, anyways, that's going to take care of this little quick stream. I'm going to go ahead and hop into practice mode. Whether I get a video out today or not, I hope I do. I'll try and have a video out for you guys tomorrow in case we miss a stream. I will more than likely probably, if things don't work out for the stream Sunday, I'll just go ahead and pre-record some stuff to keep you guys updated with what's going on in the beta, what people are talking about, some new things are popping up, etc., etc. So, we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. Appreciate every single one of you guys. And, get ready for Madden 21 by passing the ball.